Did it again. Did it again. There you go. Now you know. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah, a little bit of a situation over here. Not, like, oh God, not like that. Just, I gotta clean up and I don't want to. Because somebody's, I left my coffee in the goddamn house. Damn it. So you may notice there's a bit of a mess over here. If you were following on Twitch, I did a couple streams from out here to see kind of, what at least that could be like if we decided to do it. I moved the TV a little bit. Got this whole mess set up, and it's a mess now because see, this mixer is an analog mixer, and that's great. I love that. See this laptop? It doesn't have an analog in. So any in I want to do has to go through a UI like that. And I could just plug the mic straight into that and get rid of the mixer and all that. However, adjusting on that thing is a pain in the butt. This is just a knob. Done. I understand the world is digital. We went from, vacuum tubes to transistors, and now we're going to, digital. But, there's something to be said for a knob that you just turn. Even if it's, like on this thing, this volume here does a lot of different things. So it doesn't have a start stop. It just rotates forever, which sometimes is good, sometimes is not. That's good. That's okay. I'm good with that. But just give me a knob, give me a dial, give me a slider. It's not like I need the tactile thing. It's just so much easier and faster and more efficient. Anyway, so what you got here, PS2 going into the capture thing, which does the pass through up to the TV, which goes into the laptop, and it's got an HDMI out on it because this is HDMI in, so I've got to have power for the HDMI thing coming out. So there's an extra USB over there. Where'd you go? Oh, saw me coming. So that's one set of things. The mic cable, because you got a mic, and that's the mic I used last time. So that's got to go in, and then I got to go out of the board, which obviously has to have power, into the Tascam, and then the Tascam's got to go into the laptop. So that's another power, USB, and just data over there. And then if I want to use the camera, because there's a camera on the laptop, but it's garbage. So if I want to use this camera, which is slightly less garbage, I got to have that hooked up, and then I got to have light, so that's the ring light. And then there's controller cables, and it's just this huge giant mess. It's not going to be like this going forward. What's going to happen going forward is the tower is going to go down there for the PC. I could put the capture device and really the mixer. Well, I won't need the mixer because I'll have the other audio interface out. So, but that stuff can go on this little shelf. I'll clean off the desk. So, like, that won't be there, that won't be there, that won't be there, that won't be there. Well, this will be probably over here. Whatever console we happen to be using at the time. I don't know really how often we're going to do console stuff, because a lot of things are becoming more emulatable. Things have been re-released for PC, and I'm not a big fan of remakes. I'm not so anti-remaster. Excuse me. Like we did Katamari Damacy on the hardware, and with an old capture thing. I think it was even pre-Hop Hog. I think it was the one I had before I had that. And it looks like trash. Beautiful Joe was both done 1 and 2 were both done on the console. Mega Man X 7 and 8 were both done on the console. Killer 7 was console. And they just don't look very good, you know? And a lot of that is they're old videos, so, you know, I didn't have my bit rates and everything quite where I have them today, and my hardware has gotten better, so I can record at a higher quality and all of that. But anyway, there's a couple of things that I want to do that are going to require hardware. One of those is we need to replay Okage. That does not emulate. That is not available really anywhere that I can get it other than hardware. So that's kind of what I was fiddling with all this, getting it set up and working. I'm sure there's other things. Like, I wouldn't mind replaying Beautiful Joe and Beautiful Joe 2 if it's going to make them look better. We've done Batten Kaitos. We need to do Batten Kaitos Origins. That's a GameCube game. Might be able to emulate it. Probably not. I don't know. Never tried. I don't think I've tried. Maybe I have tried. Anyway. So, like, I need some of this to exist going forward. And then, you know, we're going to do the Let's Plays from out here all the time, the podcast all the time, streams out here all the time when we get around to doing that. So I want this to be good. You know what I'm saying? What we'll do is back there in the corner, I've got 2 monitors. We'll put a monitor on this wall and that wall. Like I said, the tower will go down here. I really don't know what we're going to do with all this desk. It doesn't look like a lot, but it doesn't look like a lot because I've got so much crap on it that doesn't have to be on it going and forward. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, other things, haven't really done much out here. We've switched our work schedule from 5 8-hour days to 4 10-hour days. So I will have another day every week to come out here and work on stuff. Excuse me. So walls will get work done sooner rather than later. I did order some carpet squares for the bathroom. I actually found them on, I don't know where I got them. They were ever so slightly cheaper per square foot than the Home Depot ones, and guaranteed they're all the same size. So I think these were like 97, 95 cents a square foot. The other ones are 83, I think. So I think I get 2 more in a box for the extra 10 or 12 bucks. If I remember right. I don't know. So we'll work on that. Once I get started on at least from here to the window, you know, maybe we'll do so far and then we'll do so far on the ceiling, and then I can start. That's Cobra. Oh, Cobra. You so silly. You know, instead of doing all the walls and all the ceiling, we might do so much and then so much, and then, you know, I can be like finished up to the door, and then I can do the next 8 feet and then the next 8 feet. I don't know for sure. And I need to go and check pricing again, because that's the True Wood stuff, and I like that stuff. I think it's fine. I mean, it looks okay to me, minus the screw holes, but you know, it is what it is. I could paint it. I won't, but I could. But I think anymore, that is going to cost me slightly more than the OSB. That stuff. The stuff we made the floor out of, the stuff that little stand is made out of. This stuff. So we might OSB the walls and the ceiling, since we're going to carpet this anyway. partly carpet, I guess. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know for sure. It's a couple saxophones. I decided I wanted to play my saxophones. It was rough. I had an embouchure once, 20 years ago. I don't anymore. It's um, embarrassing a little bit. I was good, man. I wasn't like, oh my god, this guy's good, but I was good, and I'm not anymore. There are three grocery bags right there. 3 grocery bags. They are full of controllers for all the consoles that are over there, and a couple other things I wanted to bring out here. Um, I've got another one of those right over there. All that crap that I can get is gonna go in those little fabric boxes, I guess. I don't know what you call them, and they'll live in the bottom of that. I need to reorganize the games again, but we're just gonna move all that when we do the wall, so I'm not gonna do that. And I'm thinking storage stuff to put in the bathroom. We built that little riser along the wall, and we got some, like, the keyboards are over there in some boxes. And we were gonna put a cabinet on the bottom or something, and then cupboards along the window. Still scratching my head on that a little bit. But it looks kind of gross right now, just because I got a lot of stuff out because I've been moving stuff. I'm gonna sell these and that mixer and those cables, and that's what those stands are for. Because I'm really planning on not. I'm gonna try and not do stuff where I'm gonna need those anymore. At least solo stuff. If it's gonna be a big enough thing that I'm gonna need a PA that big, I'm hoping there's already gonna be one there. So I'm gonna sell those. Right behind that guitar is my Samson powered speaker. I'm gonna buy another one of those, and I'll just use that. It's I don't know. It gets stuff out of here. Slims down what I would have to haul around. Fewer cables, fewer everything. I don't love the idea of using strictly powered speakers, but the way I've got that pedal board for my acoustic stuff set up, it'll be fine. I'm not worried about it. I hadn't made a video out here for a while and thought it was time. I got some trash to take out. I'm gonna clean up kind of over there. Work on that stuff a little bit. Got some leftover cabling I need to do from when I was fiddling with the desk. Workbench could use a little TLC. It's not bad. I just don't like how cluttered it is. Like, those boxes can go, but the dumpster was full. I had to trim the rose bushes and some trees. So that's kind of where we're at. It's also pretty much lunchtime. I should probably figure out some food. Not that wouldn't hurt me to miss a meal, but I'm angry enough as it is. If I get hangry, that's not like your anger went up 2 points. It's like your anger doubled, multiply by 2. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's fine. I'm tired, but it's fine. Sometimes you just sit and you sit and you just enjoy the silence. And it's kind of nice. It's been so cold, I've had to turn this thing up to heat. And it's just been so nice and so quiet. It's been a year now. I'm a believer. Well, I think it'll officially be a year in November, but that's like 2 months or 2 weeks away. So yeah, I'm a believer. Do I work? Do I get lunch? You know what I want? I want there's a couple places here in town who do like a breakfast burger, like a hamburger, but it's got not only the meat, like the beef, but it have like ham and an egg on it, and that sounds really good. Anyway, I don't know about that humidity, but you know, what are you gonna do? Welcome to another exciting edition of Life in the GMD. That time of year where I'm constantly adjusting the thermostat. This week we've got a special project to do. This is not the best place to do it, but this is where everything is. So we will see what I can do here. It's going to require setting a couple things up in a, there we go, non-traditional way. Maybe you can guess what we're working on today. Give me a couple minutes and I'll be right with you. Well, you know how good I am at setting up cameras. Trying really hard to keep my unmentionables out of the shot here. This light is kind of great, but it's also way too much. So, here we have a PlayStation 2. Here we have a game disc. This game is Okage, Shadow King. I need to replay this. I thought, hey, now's a great time. I can be out here working on it. Everything's going to be great. But there's a design problem. Shocking, I know, with a Sony console. Who would have thought? And that problem, you see this ring right here? Some of my games have this, some of them don't. This one didn't have this till I started playing it in this PS2. My 5th, by the way. 6th, probably, if you're counting the one I had to return because it didn't work, which is when I got this one. So I've taken the feet and the screws out. This is probably going to be shaky as hell, I apologize. And I'm going to show you the problem, and I'm going to show you how we fix it. Requires a 3D printer, a public library, or a friend with a 3D printer. So we take the top off thusly. I should probably mention this is obviously a slim. This is the SCPH 75001. And here's what happens. You put your game on the spindle right there, and it spins and it goes great. Everybody's happy, everybody's having a good time. We're loving it, as they say at Wendy's. And then your little laser thing moves back and forth here. And oh no, this little ribbon cable right here, this little guy. In certain orientations, like right there, it sits higher than the laser. Now it shouldn't do that. But that is what's causing that ring. That ribbon cable is just catching just the littlest bit of the side of the disc there. So there's a couple of different ways to fix it. What I have found online that we're going to try today, it's amazing. You're going to wonder why Sony just didn't do this to begin with, except it's Sony. It's this. This itty bitty 3D printed piece. I will try and remember to put a link in the description for this. If not, this is on Thingiverse, and it's thing number 634478, and it's called the PS2 Slim Disc Saver. We didn't do anything to the print. We just spooled it up, printed it. And what this is supposed to do, Xbox controller cheeks. Okay, sure. So what we do with this little piece is looking at it from the top, looking at it from the side, looking at it. This is hard for me to do. I've never been good at this stuff. You see, it's kind of T-shaped, and it's got this long flat bit, and it's got the shorter, more robust little nub. What we do with this is we attach it to the side of the little cradle there, like that. And that little nub, I know I can't zoom in. This is horrible, Logitech. We attach it thusly, and then as the laser moves back and forth, it does not allow that ribbon cable to pop up. Put some double-sided tape on the back, and then you just press it. That's it. That's all. That's the entire fix. That's the entire solution to this problem. Now, I have some double-sided tape. Looking at this, there's nothing over here. Sorry. There's nothing on the bottom of this, on the side that we're going to damage, because it's just housing. Here's the problem with my tape, though. Number one, I can't find it. 1 second. I found it. No looking. That's extra. That's on the OnlyFans. I can't push it anymore, or it's going to fall. So I have two kinds of tape here. I have this double-sided tape, which is very thick. It's very thick. It's very spongy. I don't remember why I bought this. I bought this for something. I remember why I bought this. I've got a USB hub right here that is just for power. And I've got one right here where you can see these poking out. That is actual connectivity for the laptop. So this is attached and this is attached. That's why. Also, yeah, you love that auto white balance? What a world we live in. And people want to make AI smarter. The other tape I have is this carpet tape, which I bought for the carpet squares, which is much thinner. It's not nearly as thick, but you may notice it's kind of hard to spot unless you side by side them. It's much wider. You see that? It's very subtle. This is a little, you know. And the other thing is this the kind that has to be activated. Apply tape linear side up, pressing firmly to floor. No. Some carpet tapes have to be heat activated, and I was fairly certain this one was not one, because why would I do that to myself? But I have done other things and thought, why did I do that to myself? So I have my snap knife here, and I love it, but it's a little much for this job. So we're going to use this little itty bitty guy. I picked up some crescents for work, and this was like free bonus gift if you buy 3. And this is actually better than all the other knives. It's tiny. It takes regular size razors. It's super sturdy. It's got a really good belt clip on it. And yeah, I really like this knife. It's even much more comfortable than the other ones that I bought. So anyway, what we gonna do is not be able to get into the tape. Thanks, duct tape. Good Lord. It's like they taped the tape to the tape. What the hell are they thinking? So we need that much. So what we're going to do, this is where it starts. I can see there's, oddly enough, they did tape it. There's just some transparent tape there. So we'll just give it a slip. God, this is very sticky. It is carpet tape. It's supposed to be. It's you probably can't see it because this camera's so terrible. It's textured like gaffer's tape almost. It's good stuff. So that's where we're at. I'm gonna go ahead and put this guy down. Hold it. And we're gonna make another cut right along the back side of that. And then we don't need, I should have grabbed my X-Acto knife, but I feel like I can control one of these better. I don't use X-Acto knives very often. I don't do as much roadside surgery as I used to. What can I say? I even stopped carrying ballpoint pens for that reason. Alright. Here's our piece. That's not the piece we want. It's not going to take much. It's really not. No, I bought this tape because when we finished doing the carpet squares on the floor, you can't see where I'm pointing, but we had that strip along where the wall is, like the bathroom door and stuff. I'm going to use this to glue it down. It's such a thin strip, and it's in a high traffic area because it's by the doors. You know, I wanted it to stay. Anyway, so we're going to affix thusly. We've got a little bit, just a little bit coming off the sides. So we'll take and we'll delicately, gently. Do I have a thing? I do. Let me tell you, viewers, if you don't own a good clipboard, you are doing yourself a disservice. Because look at this. It's a cutting board with a clamp on it. It's a towel for the floor. Anybody know where that's from? Give you a hint. It's David Sedaris. If you're not listening or reading David Sedaris, you really should. He's a funny guy. I don't even hold it against him that he's been on This American Life so much. This American Life used to be great, and then what's his name? Ira? He just kind of ended up one of those situations where he was told how great he was for too long by too many people. A little humility goes a long way, especially if you're a public radio personality. I don't think they should be able to hire you if you're not humble. Okay. Gonna peel the back off. And now we need to carefully, I'm going to do this with a pair of needle nose because I have large gorilla hands. And we just kind of attach it, making sure that the print doesn't stick up higher. We don't want that. Okay. Hit up. Now, obviously, I'm not going to be able to tell just by doing that. I mean, I can tell it's the print's not sticking up too high. And unfortunately, the game didn't really start making the noise until we were like 20 minutes in. But I think we're good. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. That is that's a thing of beauty right there. So I don't even need to test it. I can tell by looking at it it's going to work because that little tab, that little nubbin is keeping that ribbon cable down where it needs to be. So, again, if you've got a slim PS2, it's doing this to your discs. You're not afraid of sharp things, and you own a screwdriver, a small-ish, probably number 1 Phillips. You can do this. Super easy. Double-sided tape. If you want to go all out, super glue the damn thing, you know, that's fine. I wouldn't recommend. Unless you've got Elmer's glue, honestly, would probably be fine. But use it sparingly. Just a dabble, do ya? Okay? So, again, Thingiverse, thing number 6344478, the PS2 Slim Disc Saver. We have one comment. Worked great. I used some double-sided tape to mount the part. My only concern is that there didn't seem to be much surface on the laser assembly for the tape to stick to, so I'll have to keep an eye on it to see how much stress the part gets from the ribbon cable. If it seems to come loose, I could always use some glue, but I rather not if possible, said Filler Cotton. Filler Cotton said that. And I agree. There's not a lot of meat there, but carpet tape doesn't come loose, ladies and gentlemen. That's the whole point of carpet tape. And there's enough there, and that ribbon cable is not going to be pushing up hard enough to move that part. So, got it put together. Lid goes back on. This will probably work with just about any slim PS2, I would imagine. I know some models are a little different, because I think I've had all of them by this point. I even had the one with the internal transformer. Loved that one, because you didn't need a wall wart, but it's not the world we live in. 1 second. Yes, number 1 Phillips. So there's 6 screws. They are all the same size. On this one of the PS2s I had, these were not all the same size. You do have to pop the feet off. That is really easy with a knife, guitar pick, push pin, paper clip probably. These do not have to go in super tight. This is probably not the best looking video, right? This is horrible. This is not how this should look. I apologize, but if I did it on the workbench with that, my phone camera being like 6.5 feet up, 3 feet above the workbench, it would have been worse than this. Here you can at least see the foot of the tripod that the camera's sitting on, and a little tiny bit of the laptop. Look, it's an i3. This was like $100. And it's honestly one of the better laptops I've ever had. I had a Samsung that was just garbage. Had a couple of old Dells, like their multimedia ones. I had like this big 17-inch. Had the real nice speakers in the front. I loved that thing. Okay, yeah. I mean, you can't see that, but trust me, it's good. And now we reattach the feet. This one is rubber. This one is also a rubber, or poly something. And then these others are the hard plastic caps. And one of these was broken when I took it off. Can you believe it? Broken. It's got a broken little nubby thing. Let's get that little broken nubby thing out of there. It's not doing anybody any favors. Okay, there you go. Now you know how to do... Wow, that mic is clipping in just the weirdest time. Now you know how to do the thing. Aren't you glad you learned? But for reals though, I don't know how many people are still using a PlayStation 2 in this economy. The only reason I'm still worried about it is specifically this game, because this game is only available, it's not available anywhere else on the PS2, and it doesn't emulate. So I had to buy a PS2 mostly just so I could replay this game for everybody, because everything else, it either emulates fine or it's available on something else. This was the only game I've got that doesn't. So that should do it. Thank you for watching. We'll be back later when I get around to doing another project. The next project is going to be carpet squares for the bathroom. I've got them. There's a box sitting right over there. But I've got to get the old tile up off the bathroom floor first. I probably don't have to, but I'd feel better about it if I did. Honestly, it probably doesn't matter because that floor is so uneven because of all the holes we had to patch in the damn thing. So we'll see. I'd still have to move everything out, and I don't particularly want to do that either. So anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.